What's up with it, y'all? It's your boy Daddy Creep back with another rendition of Man Look the Talk Show in association with Rod High Podcast. Got my boy DJ King in the background working the and all that there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Man, it's been a hell of a week, man. It's been a long week, man. I want to give a RIP shout out to Miss Gwen, uh, Northside legend, man. You know what I'm saying? Real female OG, from my era, from growing up as a kid, to the day she passed, man. Miss Gwen always had the news you could use, man. And I remember, just being a young kid coming down that hill, you know what I'm saying, from Northside Manor through Den Leather Projects and hollering at Miss Gwen and, her telling us, man, just stay in school. You know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all do, graduate. And shit ain't none of us graduate. This is the streets came and got us, man. You know what I'm saying? The streets came and reached out to us, man. Poverty breeds a whole bunch of things, man. So it bred a lot of us young hustlers, man. So, but RP to Miss Gwen, man, we love you, man, and hope Allah is pleased with you, man, and He has built your mansion in paradise, man. And one day, man, we could all see each other and laugh about life in Corpus Christi and the good times we had on the north, man. But anyway, man, getting to the point, I know a lot of y'all. First, me personally, man, I was just seeing everybody talking about it on Facebook, man. The documentary, the perfect neighbor, and laying in bed and decided to run to Netflix and turn it on and see what it was about, man. It was really one of the most emotional shows that I watch or documentaries that I watched, concerning with everything that happened with that young lady, man, and them kids losing their mother, man, and how everything went down and from the the woman who shot her, you know, I really paid attention to her emotions and things like that and how this all planned out and from her sentencing and what the judge said pertaining to her sentencing, man. And I felt that the woman truly got what she deserved, and I just feel bad for the kids. But I'm gonna dive into a little information on give y'all a little information on the name of the people who the documentary was about. We know the woman that did the killing. Her name was Susan Lawrence. However, I can't really pronounce the last name. I think it's Lawrence, and she was 60 years old. I think at the time of the shooting, or maybe she was like in her late 50s. I know she got. I think she if I'm not mistaken, she got sentenced maybe 2 years later, or maybe 2 3 years later. You know what I'm saying? Them sentences they can what usually the courts try to do is like if they not trying to rush you to sentence, rush your sentencing, they'll prolong it to the statute of limitations is up, right before the statute of limitations is up on any kind of court case. So that's why a lot of people, you see somebody with a murder charge or a robbery charge or something like that, and they court date take 2 or 3 years, is because they waited to the last, just it could be a month or 2 months, or shoot, it can even be 20 something days or 2 weeks before the statute of limitations is up on that case to prosecute you. You know what I'm saying? Or not even prosecute you, just even uh start to indict you. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, to indict you. You know what I'm saying? And then start on the case. So reason why I know that, because I've been through it. You know what I'm saying? Waited a whole 2 years on a dope case before they decided to indict me on it. I was really trying to get up out of that thing, but it didn't work my way, man. But anyway, that was the name of the lady who actually did the killing, and the name of the victim was Ajika Owens. She was a 35-year-old black woman. Uh, she was a manager at McDonald's in, I think Ocala. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Ocala, man. Boy, it's some crazy names.
County.
Yeah,
And that's
Ocala,
that famous
Ocala.
county that sheriff is
Yeah,
always
yeah,
on
yeah,
YouTube trying
yeah.
to show off. We busted
You
these
must,
people.
yeah, they wild, man.
Yeah,
They
it's that
wild, they
same
wild.
county.
But it's a lot of motion down there in that county, man. For real, there's a lot going on down in that county, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the woman was survived by her four kids, man. What was it? Let me pull up the name of these children, man. She had, if I'm not mistaken, three boys and a daughter. Yeah. She had a son named Isaac, a son named Israel, a son named Titus, and her daughter name was Africa, man. If just if you going to these names of these children, man, you know, these are blessed names, you know what I'm saying? Isaac and Israel, you know, are names in the Bible. Titus was a if I'm not mistaken, Titus was like a general or one of them Roman generals, you know what I'm saying? One of them,
One of them Greek gods
yeah,
or
one of them
something like
Greek. No,
that.
it was actually it was an actual dude. You know what I'm saying? He was like one of them Roman generals, one of them badass dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? That was putting BTA. You know what I'm saying? On other how can you say it on other people? You know what I'm saying? Well, you know that's what he was doing. And then you know her daughter's name Africa. You know what I'm saying? The motherland, the continent of where life in general started for the human being. You know what I'm saying? The first human being at that, you know, on that continent. And if you're familiar with the story, man, there was this white woman who was always calling the police on the children in the neighborhood, man, and these children always played in the field across the that was next to her her duplex apartment or whatever it was that she stayed in, and she was just constantly harassing these kids, you know what I'm saying? And being that they kids, you mess with kids, kids gonna mess with you back. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, you know. Uh she constantly called the cops on them, man. You know, I think from watching the documentary that even the police was kind of like tired of this woman. You know what I'm saying? Like constantly calling, making up these stories, certain things about these children. You know what I'm saying? And they were never really on her property. Uh, they were just next to it, and you know, kids are kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Kids play, kids are loud. You know, especially when they're outside. You know, it ain't like they're in the house, so they play football, roller skate, or whatever it is in that area. And she had a problem with that, man. So she constantly called the police up on these children, man. And you know, several times the police had been by this woman's resident to, you know, to de-escalate the situation. You know what I'm saying? She said what she had to say about them, and you know, and also, you know, when the cops went to question the kids had to say what they had to say. You know what I'm saying? One thing I know about I know about you know uh life or confrontation, man, is like if everybody if you know, when you ask somebody a question, man, like, if it's one on one, man, it's debatable. You know what I'm saying? When if somebody said they did this and the other person that said that they did that, you know, it's debatable because there's no evidence. You know what I'm saying? There's no witnesses. But when you got a group of people that's saying like, now this is what happened. This person is always like this. This is person's always like that. This person is doing this, and it's coming from a collective group of people, man. Something is true about that story. You know what I'm saying? Or it could even be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas you know that saying where you say you better ask somebody. You know what I'm saying? When you supposed to be a tough guy, you say you better ask somebody. Then you go around and ask everybody else. They be like, nah, that nigga's a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Come to find out, you really not like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So, in this particular situation, man, you know, this this neighbor, Miss Susan, I think if I'm not mistaken, that was her name, Susan Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? She just had a problem with these kids, man, and so much of a problem that, man, it led to the death of somebody. Well, as you know, coming upon, her shooting Miss I just want to make sure I'm saying these names right. I don't like the Jika shooting Miss Ajika. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot that led up to that, man. Arguments between the families. Uh, police reports and things of that nature. And at this particular moment, the little boy said that Miss Susan had, threw a roller skate at him and took his tablet. You know what I'm saying? And so Ajika went over there to the woman's house, knocking on her door, I guess trying to talk or relieve the situation. Or like the cop said, man, during the interview when they was interviewing him, that like if you throw a skate or anything at my child, man, I'm gonna be mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem. You know what I'm saying? You do something like that, and this woman supposedly had threw a roller skate at one of the kids, and he went and told his mother, that his tablet, that the woman had grabbed his tablet, and the woman, and she went over there to this lady house, man. And before I even go any further, it's one thing, bro, like things that we like know better about, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that justifying the actions of Miss Susan, man, but one thing we gotta learn, man, and I be seeing this shit so much on Facebook, like people going up to other people's homes, man. You just don't walk up. You just don't. You don't walk. Mainly when it's a tense situation. You don't go on nobody property, man. Even though the mother felt she had to do what she had to do, but you just don't go on nobody property, man. You wait till they at least come out the house or get into the streets and then walk across the streets and say what you gotta say, but never go up to somebody's door, man. That's in certain situations, unlike this one, man, that shit could have went the other way, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the stand your ground rule and things of that nature. I know, like, if it's an issue, bro, uh, and you come knocking on my door, man, or you come beating on my shit, I'm gonna give you what you asked for. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time, um, my partner, he just recently passed away, Gerald Tillis, the mayor Tillis, man. And growing up as kids, man, we got into it a lot, man. We really did. And I'm talking about this is from all the way from elementary to high school of us always beefing with each other, man. And I really don't know why we always got into it, but we used to get into it all the time, right? And one time, you know, Gerald had converted to Islam. This is actually how I became Muslim, man. He had converted to Islam, man, and one day I'm in I'm staying on New Oasis at that time, and I hear a knock on my door, man, and I open my door and it's Gerald Tillis, man. And I'm like, man, this dude can't be at my door, man. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, man, say, Crown, can I talk to you, man? And I'm like, he was dressed real nice, bro. He was dressed real nice. He had a briefcase. He had his bow tie on. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was familiar with the Nation of Islam. You know what I'm saying? Because uh, through Spike Lee movies, Malcolm X and all those things. So I was familiar with the Nation of Islam, but I didn't know that this brother had converted into Islam. You know what I'm saying? So he's knocking on my door. I open my door and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what the hell is this Negro doing at my door, man? You know what I'm saying? He got to all the arguments and fights and near fights we done almost got into in our life, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember before I go further, I remember one time we was at Miller, man, and was in the lunchroom. I almost said chow hall. Said institution, however you say it. I'm kind of tired tongue, but and I had took my tray to the window, you know what I'm saying? Put my tray in the window, you know what I'm saying? And came back to the table to sit down by Lily and all them. We were at lunch, and Gerald sat in my seat, man. And I was like, say Gerald, I was sitting right here, man. Niggas like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You ain't sitting right here right now, and I'm sitting here, man. And I was like, man, Gerald, let me have my seat back, man. He's like, man, I'm not getting up. So I grabbed that nigga tray and chunked it. You know what I'm saying? I chunked that nigga tray. You know what I'm saying? And Gerald was a fool, man. He was a fool, man. He jumped up and flipped the table. We're in the lunchroom, man. You know what I'm saying? He jumped up and flipped the table, man. You know, Gerald's a big dude too. You know what I'm saying? He's a big guy, man. So I picked up a chair. I picked up one of them lunch chairs, man, and I felt to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm crazy like that too. You know, if whatever's near me, it's part of the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I don't know if you don't want trouble with me, but whatever's near me is a part of the situation, man. The real talk. I don't care who it is. Whatever's near me is a part of the situation. And man, you know, people's breaking it up. You know what I'm saying? I got suspended that day. Yada 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 yada. You know, and on this particular day, Gerald came to my crib, man, and he was like, man, Creon, can I talk to you, man? Whole time I really don't know what he talking about. He was like, can I come in? You know what I'm saying, and speak with you. Like I say, whole time I don't know what he want to talk about. He just said, I want to talk to you about something, man. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let this nigga in. That way, if this nigga say anything crazy, I ain't gonna call him nigga. I'm gonna say if this brother say anything crazy, man, it's justifiable. And you know, and at this time, I don't know nothing about no stand your ground type of stuff. But what I do know is that you're my residence. You know what I'm saying? You're my residence. So you know what I'm saying. So I let him in, man. He sit down. You know, he opened up his briefcase and he pulled out a Quran. And you know, we just started chopping it up about Islam. And that day, bro, like real talk, that day, I became a Muslim, and I've been Muslim ever since. A lot of people think when I went to prison, like people who don't know me, that's where I became Muslim at. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I was 26 years old when I embraced Islam. I hadn't even been to prison yet. Hell, I hadn't even been to Safe P yet. And I want to give a shout out to Dorothy May, man, Terry, you know, Patrick Terry and them mama, man, because uh, when Pat had informed her that, you know, hey man, you know, Creon a Muslim now, and this is a Christian woman, man. You know, her husband's a pastor. And you know, she was telling me she used to call me Lil Flea. She's like, Lil Flea, I heard you're a Muslim. And I was like, yes, ma'am. And she told me, she said, no matter what you go through, don't you let nobody take you off this path, because this is a good look for our community. You know what I'm saying? This is a good look for your peers. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, I didn't really understand. You know, I was still I'm a Muslim, but I'm thugging. You know what I'm saying? I'm still in the streets. I really don't have the proper teaching. You know what I'm saying? Of what it is to be a Muslim and all that like that. I just knew that, you know, uh, it was in line with how I felt about God. You know what I'm saying? And how I perceived the relationship with God should be. I always felt like, you know, my dirt is my dirt, and can't nobody be held accountable for what I did but me. So when it comes to talking to God, I need to be able to talk to him personally without a mediator. And Islam provides that. You know what I'm saying? That's part of our religion, that there's no mediator between you and God. You don't have to pray to nobody or in anybody's name or nothing like that. Your relationship is with God and God alone, you know. And yeah, I had let drill in my house, not for Islam or whatever he wanted to talk about, but I ain't know what he was on. And I just knew if he got inside my house, I can do what I want to do. And it goes back to saying that, you know, with this woman, you know, with the Ajika knocking on this woman's door, you know. Now the woman claimed that, you know, what she did, it wasn't a claim. She did call the police and let them know that she was having a situation, you know what I'm saying? And soon as she got off the phone, Mr. Jika came and knocked on her door. It was telling her to come outside or whatever, whatnot. We don't know because there's no audio nor no video. We're just going off of what Miss Susan said. You know what I'm saying? Saying that the woman was threatening to kill her and doing all these different things, and that the lady threatened her life. And she eventually shot through the door and killed the woman. You know what I'm saying? So when she shot, again, the police was called, and one of dispatcher relayed the message, and you hear one of the cops saying, "Well, shit, we already on our way over there. We already got a call." You know what I'm saying? So we're already over there to try to see what's going on. When they pulled up, Miss Ajika was still breathing. She still had a heartbeat. She yeah, had a pulse. That's what it was. Yeah, she still had a pulse, so she hadn't passed away yet, man. And for the most part, I was able to look at the I was able to watch the documentary with about what no, I was able to watch the documentary with just really not too many emotions attached to it. It's just like for me it was just like a movie, you know what I'm saying? It was really wasn't no emotion attached to it until the police got the call that the young lady had passed away. And when they relayed the message to the father, him and Mr. Jika wasn't together. He was already with another woman, but he was called over there because I guess somebody called him and let him know that she had been shot. So he came over there, of course, for his kids. More sure for her, but more so for his kids, man. Make sure his kids are all right. And man, when the police relayed the information to him, even then I was caught up a little bit, but not too emotionally caught up, man. And then, they was discussing on like how we gonna go about relaying this message to the kids, man. And I just remember that one part, man, where, he brought the kids in close to him and he was like, "Y'all love me, right?" And they was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Man, I love y'all too." And he was like, "Well, you know what happened to your mama, right? You know what I'm saying? They took her to the hospital, right?" They was like, "Yeah, whatever, whatnot." And he said she won't be coming back, man. And when I tell you that shit, that's what broke me right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what it is with getting older, man. But as you get older, man, life start meaning a lot to you. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Death start meaning a lot to you. Things become more personal, man. Tears will come out your eyes more than you were when you were younger, man. And in kind of a way too for me, man. I think prison did a lot of this to me too. Being gone so long, man, and all the things and the people that I missed. You know what I'm saying? Especially my children. So I was really emotional on that part right there, man. I like that part really broke me. I actually had to put my head up under the covers, man, because it felt like I had a whole bunch of people watching me. You know what I'm saying? Pertaining to that incident that happened right there, man. And it was just it was really really touching, man. It was really heartbreaking, and it just took me to so many different places, man. Like in life, man. Like here it is again. You know what I'm saying? Another white person killing a black person, man. Thinking that justice not gonna be served because hey, the lady did walk up to that woman's house, man. You know what I'm saying? And because there's no physical evidence, like no recordings or nothing like that, no videotape. It's this woman words against anybody's. You know what I'm saying? It's he say she say facts, man. And a lot of times, man, the the per the person that's not the defendant get away with it, man. You know what I'm saying? They get away with it, man. And a lot of this still going on in life today, man. Like we still out there getting killed. You know what I'm saying? And it's being justified. You know what I'm saying? With Trayvon Martin, man. Sandra Bland. Nobody nobody was nobody was sent to jail on those type of things, man. Uh, Trayvon Martin didn't do nothing, man. The police told George Zimmerman to stand down, man, to sit right there, and they'll be there. But he took it upon himself to follow that little boy, man, and then to start something with him to where the little boy had to defend himself, and in the process of defending himself, he was killed, man. And this man didn't go to jail or nothing, strictly off the stand your ground rule, man. and this was in Florida too, if I'm not mistaken. This was in Florida as well.
You also got to talk about how, speaking on the standard ground, how they didn't initially charge her.
Yeah,
Because remember, she ended up
yeah,
going to the police station and then going,
yeah.
basically, they told her that we're finna take you to a hotel and do all that.
Yeah. She, a lot went on in that case. You know what I'm saying? You sitting around, you have to, you got to wait for the police to build their case in that situation. Like Shorty, like King was just saying, man. She stayed out of jail for a good little. I don't know how long of a minute or how long I think it was some weeks or maybe a month. I'm not for sure, but how long it took for them. You know what I'm saying, to finally indict her on those charges. But man, she was free to run around and continue to live her life while these children are mourning. You know what I'm saying, and go to her house, pick. Yeah, no ankle monitor, nothing. Pick her stuff up. You know what I'm saying, and move out. And during the course of that movie, man, I was really like, man, she couldn't have stayed in the projects, man. Like, for real, I'm talking about, this is all before the shooting. Like, she couldn't have stayed in the projects because they'd have been ran her ass up out of there. They'd have gave her enough hell that she'd have been like, I'm getting the fuck up out of here, man. And there was an incident one time in the projects, and it was with my neighbors, some people that stayed next to me, man. They were speeding through up by the hill store at nighttime, and they hit one of the old school partners. You know what I'm saying? He smoked and stuff. I can't think of his name, man. But they hit him and kept going, bro. And I'm talking about, he flipped and everything. They effed him up, bro. They effed him up real bad. Well, the thing about it, y'all stay in the projects. Y'all actually stay right next door to me, man. You know what I'm saying? And you thought that y'all could dip off and get away and wasn't nothing gonna happen, man. And say, man, when I tell you that the hood went down to that house, man, they bust out car windows, they bust out project windows. They was doing the most right there, bro. They was doing the most. And come to think of it, I don't even remember the police pulling up right there for the incident. You know what I'm saying? Or anything like that. I probably made my way back up the street anyway to check on old boy and to see how he was doing, because I do remember, the ambulance and all that type of stuff, But I remember, they ran them people up out of there, man. Y'all, you can stay anywhere in Corpus Christi, but you're not finna stay in Den Leathers. You know what I'm saying? With the shit y'all just did, man. Yeah, they ran OG over, man. I thought, shoot, on the cool, I thought they killed them, man. You know what I'm saying? But they ran them over, left him there, man, and didn't minister aid or nothing like that, man. And shit, the hood wasn't going for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? The hood was not going for that, man. And they ran them people up out of there. And I was like, man, this lady couldn't have been in the project, bro. She couldn't have been nowhere in Hillcrest, nowhere in Den Leather, and nowhere in Northside Manor with them theatrics, bro. Should have packed her bags a long time ago, man, and got the fuck up out of there, man. But in this case, it didn't go like that, and she wound up killing this lady, man. And I remember when they brought her back in there for the second interrogation, and the officers were talking to her, and he handed what's the clipboard. He said, man, there's children's mourning. You know what I'm saying? This woman is dead. You're still alive. In her family's mourning. There's people mourning, man. If you want to write them anything, you know what I'm saying? Here's your opportunity to do it, bro. Right? So when they walked out the room, she sat back down. She took her a sip of water. I remember this part so good, bro. She took her a sip of that bottle, the baby bottle water, the little bitty bottle water. Put her hands in her face in her hands. Looked down, put her face in her hands. Rushed over to the clipboard and grabbed it. It didn't take her 10 seconds to write what she needed to write, bro. What she felt she needed to say, And I'm like, man, this lady don't give a damn, dog. I don't care what she say. She don't care. She don't give a damn about what happened. them kids without their mother or nothing like that. Because for me, if you're remorseful about what happened, you're gonna write some shit, man. Front and back. You might even need some extra paper, man. She wrote about 6 sentences. If I'm not mistaken, she said, "I'm sorry for what happened. I didn't mean to kill your mother. I shot because I was in fear for my life. I thought she was going to kill me. I'm sorry." If I'm not mistaken, that's probably as close as I can get to it. But in so many words, you know what I'm saying?
It seems like she didn't know accountability for it.
No,
She
bro.
was just like saying if she didn't come knocking, like, shit. That's
She didn't take no accountability for her actions, right? And when they were interrogating her, man, the officer said, ask her, how long was it between you hanging up with the dispatcher till you firing through the door and shooting this lady? Her answer was like, she didn't really know. It seemed a long time, like about 10 minutes. Bro, you know how it's 3 minutes in a round in boxing?
yeah.
Bro, have you ever sat there and try to shadow box for 3 minutes? It's a long time, man. It's really a long time. Them seconds seem to like take forever when you're not concentrated, when you're not locked in, when you're not locked in, when you're locked in trying to do something, than when you're not locked in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 10 minutes is a short time, but it's really a long time, right? So when the police came back and told her, like, it wasn't 10 minutes, it was 2 minutes, man.
Yeah.
It was 2 minutes between the time you got off the phone with the dispatcher to you shooting this woman, man. So all that, I went over there and I washed my hands and I did all this type of shit. That was some bullshit, bro. And to me, she was when the lady first knocked on the door, she went and got her pistol, man. You know what I'm saying? That's to me. I don't know. But I feel like when the lady first knocked on the door and was telling her to come outside or I need to speak to you or whatever was said, man, she had her pistol on her, man. And shot through the door, bro.
Was she a schizo or something, you think, possibly?
Man, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so at all. I think she just didn't like kids. And you know what I was thinking too, doing the process of that, man? Like, lady, you were a kid before. You know what I'm saying?
She trying to get the neighbors to join up on her.
On her side, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
having the neighbors put signs in their yards and they basically tell her we done what we could.
we could that our property lines ends right here, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then the men said, shoot, there's no house in one right there. They could play right here, man.
Yeah, she said, yeah, no problem.
And even the cop said, man, look, that lady cop, she said, man, I'd rather for them to be out here yelling, playing, and having fun than stealing and robbing and doing all this extra shit that's going on out there. And that's true, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, this is in 2023, or that's
yeah.
This is in 2023. That's when she got prosecuted, or that's when the incident. Yeah, that's when the incident happened.
Prosecuted in 24.
24. This is when the incident happened. Man. This is 2023. I ain't seen kids outside playing since damn the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? For these kids to be outside playing and enjoy themselves playing football and all that, man, I'd rather see that than anything. Then these kids walking around with phones with their heads down and not enjoying what God has given us. You know what I'm saying? The fresh air, the ability to run and play and enjoy life and to have a little fun and stuff like that and things of that nature, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids don't do that shit too much these days, man. So for them kids to be doing that, I'm telling myself, Heifer, you 60 something years old. You know what I'm saying? At one time in your life, you were a kid, man. Outside, playing, being loud as hell because kids are, bro. How many times have you had to tell kids y'all keep that down? Y'all keep that down because why they're kids, man. There's no cap on them, man. You know what I'm saying? To their ability to play and enjoy life, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's no cap on that, man. And for her to find such complaint in that and so much hatred of that, man, and then you don't call these kids the N words. You don't talk bad to these kids. You don't cuss them out. You know what I'm saying? Even the white lady that was across the street was sick of your shit. You know what I'm saying? And she was a real one because when the police pulled up and said, "Who kids are these?" She said they all mine. Care what they look like. That and man, look, bro, the shit, nigga, I'm about to shed tears, bro, for real because man, that's how her mentality is what we need in our community, bro. Like for real, our black brown community, our communities, bro. The mentality of that white woman is the mentality that we need in our community, man. Because we act like it's like FTK for real, bro. When it comes to kids, it's really like fuck them kids. You know what I'm saying? Or they not mine. You know what I'm saying? Shit, when I was growing up, I was everybody's child. And everybody child in our neighborhood had our parents and our neighbors and shoot felt like this. Boy, you fuck up, nigga, I'm going to tell your mama. I'm going to tell your daddy. You know what I'm saying? They was on us. You know what I'm saying? And today, nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. But that woman showed great strength in being what you call, she should have been the perfect neighbor. You know what I'm saying? She was the perfect neighbor when it really come down to it. I can't think of her name. I didn't put her name in my notes, and I should have. It just slipped my mind into just right now, man. And I agree with you, Selena. She showed no remorse at all. You know what I'm saying? She ain't show no remorse at all. And you right, Elizabeth. She did tell that little boy, go get your mother. She did tell him to go get your mother, man. You know what I'm saying? So you already look, a black woman. Somebody telling a black child go get your mama. You think no black woman not fit to show up? 90% of them gonna show up. There's some that's scary, but 90% a black woman talking about go get your mama or go get your daddy. Man, we've been waiting for some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But real talk. So I understand, the need of that woman, you know what I'm saying? Oh, go get your mama. So it must be smoke, you know what I'm saying? But still, at the end of the day, man, do not go up to nobody's home, bro. Y'all wait till they bring their ass outside, get to the street or something before you confront them. You know what I'm saying? Don't go up to nobody home because that stand your ground rule is real, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just in this incident, I'm glad the detectives knew better. I'm glad that the judge, more than anything, knew better. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody paid attention, but even in the sentencing, when the judge sentenced her to 25 years and told her that I don't believe you shot that woman out of fear, you shot her out of anger. It's 2 minutes, man. You was already hot. You told her, I'm going back to what Elizabeth just said. You going back to telling that child to go get your mama. So yeah, it's beef there. You know what I'm saying? It's some anger there. You know what I'm saying? And then if you meant to go get your mamas so you could talk, you would have opened the door to talk to her. You know what I'm saying? You've been opening the door. You've been talking to her. I'm just saying, man, like in that situation, it could have been handled better. Now you have a deceased mother of 4 kids growing up without their mother. You have an old lady that's in her 60s with a 25-year sentence, man. Good possibility that's what she gonna die at. If you don't have no family to come get you, you're gonna just be buried in the penitentiary cemetery. You know what I'm saying? If your family can't afford to come and get you, that's where you're going, man. So we don't know, the outcome. If this lady, if she eventually passed away, where she's gonna be buried at or anything like that. But even then, like, chick, you still got your life, man. You might be in prison, but you still got your life, man. You get to wake up every day. You get to repent for your sins if you're truly sincere, which I sincerely doubt it, man, because when you sit there in that seat and the judge sentenced you, you ain't even show no remorse, none whatsoever. You ain't even cry. You ain't beg or plead. You ain't have nothing to say to the family, or cause I would have been on all that, man. You know what I'm saying? I would have been on all that. I'd have been on everything that I could to get a lighter sentence or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if I was truly sincere, man, I'd have asked the kids to, I'd have asked the family to forgive me. I'd have asked, like, man, I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean for it to happen like this. And she ain't do none of that, man. She ain't do none of that, man. So I don't know, like, I just don't know, like, how you can't love kids, man. I know some kids are bad. Some kids like, nah, that little nigga can't come over here. He too goddamn bad. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But just being a kid and having childhood memories, man, of the things you used to do. Because I know man, I was rambunctious. I was a good kid, but I was also a bad kid. You know what I'm saying? I used to do stuff that I wasn't supposed to do, but I was very respectful to my elders, man. I ain't disrespect none of my elders or nothing like that. But her situation, she messed with them kids so much. She picked on them kids so much. She antagonized them kids so much. Shit, they took it upon themselves to talk shit back to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, if you admonish a kid, man, uh, if you admonish a kid, man, they'll pretty much listen. But you was doing extra shit, man. You was driving through the streets reckless, like you trying to hit somebody. Remember, she ran into somebody's shit, and she was trying to say, she was trying to say she needed her medicine, or she was on her medicine or something like that, and the police was like, you know what, the man still wants to press charges. You hit his shit or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You was trying to hit one of them kids, man. You know what I'm saying? You also you act like when the kids are in the house and stuff like that or on their side of the streets, you act like they next to your truck and turn your alarm on so you can call the cops and tell them that yeah, she was wilding, man. She was nailing up some of the stuff coming back to me. She was wilding for real, man. Miss Susan, you was wilding, man. You was wilding. I don't know if you seen that one part, like, where she was looking through the window, man, like, she was looking through the window, man, and arguing with one of the kids. The little kid had booted over. I was like, look at this little badass motherfucker, man. I'll tear his little ass up off the bone. But, man, you don't antagonize these little kids so much, man, that they willing to argue back with you, man. And we know growing up, bro, you don't argue with no adults, man. I believe too that Elizabeth, that she was waiting to kill somebody that day, man. That, like, it was just on her mind to, like, this is the day I'm not taking that shit no more, or I'm sick of it, or I had it, or I've had enough, man. I don't know that woman condition. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if what her financial situation is, man. But me personally, if it's that bad, man, if it's that bad for me, and, like, I'm that frustrated with these kids and stuff like that, shit, I'm supposed to move, man. I'm gonna move to where it's peaceful, where it's more quiet. You know what I'm saying? Should have been in, like, you ain't not necessarily a nursing home, but the homes they have for the senior citizens, the community they have for them, they ain't necessarily a nursing home, but they like little communities they have, little gated communities. You should have moved your ass over there, man. One of them little spots. You know what I'm saying? Where you could have walked your little dog. You know what I'm saying? Sat on your little porch. Probably had coffee with another old ass neighbor. You know what I'm saying? I'm really hoping I get to that age, man. Matter of fact, I got 2 more years to where I can start getting my senior citizen discount. You know what I'm saying? At restaurants and shit like that. Yeah, your boy almost there. And I've been waiting gracefully impatiently for that day. But yeah, man, she should have for me, she should have if things was that bad pertaining to them kids or that neighborhood or how she felt about things, she should have just moved, man. It didn't work out like that, man. You know, the woman knocked on your door, and not only that, you know what I'm saying. Your if I think you had double deadbolts, I think she had like double deadbolts or something like that, and and you saying that the woman is beating on your door so hard about that everything was rattling in your house and like she's about to break the door down. I don't know, man. I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I know that woman wasn't getting through that door. You know what I'm saying? Not without driving through it or battling ram. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't gonna get through that door. And to know to watch this story, man, you know, you sit back and think about for myself, like the shit ain't gonna ever stop, man. You know what I'm saying? Between these two races, you know what I'm saying? When really, man, we supposed to be out here living with each other in harmony, man. Like I was saying that on one of the shows that in the Quran it says Allah created us in different nations and different colors, not that we may despise each other, but that we may get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the biggest things that go on in the world is that nobody takes time to get to know each other, man. And that's why we be having these differences, you know. And for me, you know, not trying to throw him in the mix of that, but like, you know, people, you got a certain group of people that praise Charlie Kirk, and you got another group of people just like fuck Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? And not because uh what he was saying, because for me it is a problem in our community. You know what I'm saying? We've been knowing it's a problem in our community, but when you're handing out inflated statistics, bro, inflated percentages that are not true, you build a perspective in people's minds that, hey man, black people are out of control. Black people are 13% of this of the population, but they're 50%, 56, 58% of the inmates in jail, and that's a fucking lie, man. It's a lie. You know what I'm saying? We don't make up that big a population. Matter of fact, we make up, if I'm not mistaken, we make up 26% of who's in jail. White Americans make up 56% of the inmates in the prison system. You know what I'm saying? But that's not talked about. What's talked about is what we do. And as long as that narrative is being pushed, you put this perspective into people's heads. You know, it really bothered me, man, that like I'm watching people that I call friends, people that I call brothers, people that I call sisters on this chart on Charlie Kirk's side, man. And you made me feel somewhere about you. That's not my skin color. You made me feel somewhere about you because you didn't do enough your damn self to go look up statistics. You ran with the fucking narrative, man. So for me, this is how you think about black people, even my own black people, because all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You know what I'm saying? We know that, bro. Is there a problem in the black community? Yeah, but it ain't as big as y'all claim it to be. But because the media concentrate on this small group of people to continue to push the narrative, do you know like when foreigners come to the United States, that when they're getting their passports and their what you call it to like come over to the United States,
Immigration status.
immigration status. Do you know that they show them film of the United States?
Yeah. You gotta go. My brother gonna have to go through all
Do
that
you
shit.
do you know they showed
You
it?
gotta learn the laws, all
Yeah,
that shit.
but do you know that they actually show them film on black people and tell them stay away from these people? I watched a video of an African woman say that, man. Talk about that. That they say these are, this is American, but these are not Americans. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from these people. They're gonna jack you. They're gonna rob you. They're gonna take stuff from you. Yada 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 yada. You know what I'm saying? There's this Hispanic dude that does a podcast, man, and he talks about racism in the brown community, man. You know what I'm saying? And he talks about how he was raised to hate black people, man. You know what I'm saying? He was taught how he was raised. He was talking about that, like, one black kid that came over to his house and asked him could he borrow his bike because so he could run to the store, so he could go to the store and get some food, man. But because he was raised the way he was raised, he thought the little black boy was gonna steal his bike, man. You know what I'm saying? So the kid walked and he seen him come back home with the groceries. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that was a possible friend. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Man, like our community, bro, I don't care what nobody says. Our community is the most embracing people in the world, bro. Black people are the most embracing people in the world, man. Care what nobody say. One of our favorite lines is that they're invited to the barbecue. We're the most embracing people in the world. Do we have some that that don't forget about what happened to our ancestors? So, yeah, we got a lot of those. I'm one of them. I'll never forget, but I don't live in it. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget, but I don't live in that. You know what I'm saying? I was born a free man. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't born like my great great grandfather and them down the line. I was born a free man. So I don't live in that, but I'll never forget it. I never forget, my dad coming, the stories of my dad. My dad fighting in World War II and coming home a nigga. Coming home couldn't get no loan. Coming home still having to be segregated. Coming home still having to drink from a separate faucet. Say in the old Crest's that used to be downtown, the Crest store, bro, it was after they shut it down, a man had bought the place and he used to have his exotic cars in there, right? One day I was walking downtown. I don't know if we was going to the carnival or something. I was going to do something downtown, man. I don't know what it was. But at that time he had his one of the garage doors open on the side. And I remember that particular area right there because the restroom is in that area and I drank from that water fountain. Bro, do you know on top of that water fountain, it was a sign a little up and it says blacks only water fountain. Swear to God, bro. I'm not making this up. I don't know if that sign there was there when I was a kid, but I know that sign was when I walked by, and this is in the 90s. When I walked by there, that sign was above that water fountain, bro.
You remember what street it's on?
Crest. It was where the old Frost Brothers used to be. It's across the street from the Frost Brothers,
Okay,
man.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Frost Brothers built.
Right.
It was across from the Frost Brothers. You know what I'm saying? I never noticed that sign as a child. Never really too much paid attention. Hell, I don't even know if that sign was still up. I don't know if he put the motherfucker up or whatnot. But that sign was right there, man. I'm in my 20s. And that sign was right there. And he probably kept it there for like, shit, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? He probably didn't want to take down because he might have thought like this shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just left that shit up there. But yeah, that sign was there. And we invite people into our culture. We embrace people into our culture. We embrace people into our lifestyle. We embrace people into our slang. We embrace people into our fashions and everything. Everything, bro. Everything, man. I don't care what nobody says, bro. Don't nothing move this nation but black people, man. Black people is the trendsetter in the United States. Wouldn't be no TV screens and cars and PlayStations and shit like that if it wasn't for black people, man. You wouldn't have the Chrysler 300 if it wasn't for black people, man. You know what I'm saying? They designed that off the Bentley. You wouldn't have the rap music or the ability to come into this thing and make money if it wasn't for black people. We embrace y'all and allow people to come in here, man. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for our style and our freshness, y'all still be dressing whack as fuck. And that's true. Niggas we been trendsetters, bro. Way before I got to high school. I was already looking at the nigga styles when I was young, bro. In real talk, just me being honest, man. Just me being honest, bro. When I was growing up, when I was at Miller, I've never seen a Hispanic dude with a fade. Never seen nobody with a fade, just a regular haircut. Niggas been wearing fades forever. We've been wearing fades forever. High school, shoot, when I was in junior high, now it's the way to cut hair. Wasn't nobody putting designs in their heads. Wasn't nobody putting 3 slashes in their eyebrows trying to wild out. You know what I'm saying? That come from us. That come from our culture, man. Wasn't nobody line dancing. That come from our culture, man. We've been line dancing for years, bro. We just take it to whatever level of music we do. Line dancing is starting country music, man. But now when you look on the internet and you see like these saloons, you know, these white clubs, these country clubs doing their line dances and stuff like that, they not doing that bullshit that they was doing when they come to them line dances. Well, you see what they doing. You see what line dances they doing. They doing our shit. I don't know. Twerking. I'm just say that, man. Yeah. Twerking. Bro, it's this white girl named Natalie. One of the biggest influencers in the world, bro. And all she do is twerk. She's a white girl. She's married to a black dude. She got a black baby. But she's the biggest twerker in the world, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, she live in a motherfucker. But where you get it from? Where you get it from? When y'all dance in the club, who are y'all dancing like? Who are y'all dancing like, man? I done been to 1,000 quinceañeras. I done been to 1,000 white clubs. Today, y'all gonna bend that ass over, man, and put it on somebody. And what I'm saying, this is how embracing black people are the people, man. If you could rap, if you're a non-black and you rap a whole song, you invited to that's how embrace well, you invited to the barbecue. If you're a white girl and you going fed and you got rhythm, man, they'll invite you to the barbecue. They'll tell you, no, don't fuck with her. She with us. This is us. This is us, man. This is us, man. We do it all the time, bro. We bring people who don't look like us and say, man, he with me. We do this. Yeah, we do it all the time. Not only to give you that experience, but to give you a past you would never have, man. Especially growing up when I was growing up. Look, man, I swear, the essays I grew up was real, dog. They was real. They didn't want to be called nigga. Like, for real, don't call me that. Ain't no nigga. They didn't want to be called that, bro. I fucked with real Mexicans that I was hanging around with and coming up with. Yeah, they listened to, you know, some rap and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Because at the beginning stage, it was becoming popular. A lot of them was breakdancing and stuff like that when we was coming up young. But one thing they wasn't going to be is no nigga. They was proud to be who they were. They were proud to be Hispanic, man. You go on social media today, bro. Real shit. You go on social media today, man. You see group of little white kids fighting. What do you think they calling each other during that fight? Nigga. You got me fucked up, nigga. Nigga, this I seen a group of Asians fighting. Calling each other nigga.
It just happened at my little girl's school the other day. Two Mexicans were fighting, and she said that they just all kept on saying a whole bunch of B and N words. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, it was shocking to me. And she basically like, that's nothing. That's just my school.
It's normal. It's normal, bro. Everybody want to be a nigga till it's time to be one. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's another saying in our community. Yeah, y'all here, but when it's time to show up, where y'all at? Only time when y'all show up is when y'all got a black kid. Being the dude or the female. That's the only time y'all show up. And some of y'all don't even do that. Some of y'all don't even do that. So we still at war out here, man. A war that should have been over with a long time ago, man. A war that should have been. Look, man, I was looking at cause I'm always studying, bro. I'm always, looking up shit, man. And I can't think of this. This was during the time of Martin Luther King, then when they was fighting for civil rights, and like one of the Hispanic leaders in the United States was like, that's their battle. We ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got nothing to do with that. Didn't give a fuck, didn't care. And this was preached through the community, right? But it's our fight. Only people that stuck beside us during that time. Was it some Hispanics? Yeah, I'm more than sure it was, but not as a whole. Was it some whites? Yeah, it was a lot of whites, you know what I'm saying, who wasn't with that shit, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't not as a whole, you know what I'm saying? In any other race, it was not as a whole, you know what I'm saying? But off all blood, man, that's why your ass is able to vote now. That's why your ass is able to go and eat in any restaurant and shop any place you want to shop. That came off our blood, man. That came off of our blood, King. That's why so many laws get passed for your freedoms. That come off of our blood, bro. But for some odd reason, people got an issue with black people, man. Ain't done nothing to nobody as a whole. We got fuck ups. Everybody got fuck ups, but I'm talking about as a whole. All we ever asked was to what? Be left alone and just let us do what we need to do to get to where we need to get, man. As a whole. Shit. When Charlie Kirk was posting these statistics, these inflated statistics on black people, man, talking about we have the highest rate of murder, rape, mayhem, yada yada yada, all these different things. All those was lies, bro. White people led in all those categories, and I'm talking about at very high percentages. Nothing was less than 46%, bro, 40-something%. All these other statistics were high as fuck, man. High as fuck, man. But he didn't waste no time to admonish his community because he had an agenda. In the thing, if we say something, bro, we're being racist. Or we need to let go. This is what society tells us as a people. That we need to let go. We're racist. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you think black people don't sit back and see the bullshit and we know what to call it when to call it, bro? We've been going through this shit. Now, have I seen some situations where like a motherfucker say you being racist and there's some bullshit? Yeah, I've seen that shit. But 98% of the time, nigga, if we say you being racist, bitch, you being racist, nigga. Or you have some racist undertone. Or you just don't like black people. And that's cool. Just leave us alone. Just leave us alone. That's as simple as it is, man. Because why? We hurt our community more than we hurt anybody else. We make those who look like us suffer more than we make anybody else suffer. You think with apartheid in Africa, the racism in the Caribbeans and in Venezuela and in Brazil and all where all these black people inhabit and in Mexico, you think with all the shit that we've been through, bro, that we as a people will band together and start fucking shit up. That ain't how we wired. God didn't wire us like that, man. He didn't wire us to be those type of people, bro. We just keep it going. You know what we doing in our greatest pain? You know what we do, King? Create. In our greatest pain and in our greatest suffering, we create things that make us happy. Things that remember that, hey, we here and we're not going nowhere. The African American, the Black American is the one who pushes the envelope for creativity, man. Because all across the world, y'all emulate us. Y'all emulate our culture. Y'all emulate our slang. Y'all emulate our dress, and y'all rap. You even got clan members that rap, King. You got clan members who rap. Man, when the Charlie Kirk situation happened, and let me say this. I'm not cool with what happened to Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, killing somebody like that is really bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone that shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's a whole bunch of other shit with that Charlie Kirk situation. Like, man, I don't think that me personally that dude shot him and shit like that. I think it was some other shit, man. I think it was some other shit because that's just, I'll talk about something like that later, man. But even the Africans, they emulate us. They emulate the African American, man. Look at your TikToks, look at your Instagrams, look at your social media, man. They emulate us, man. They emulate our dress, man. They emulate the things that we do. The most creative culture here in the United States is the African American culture, man. The most copied culture here in the United States is the African American culture, man. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Look at how your sports commentators talk. What was the brother that passed away, King, that sports commentator?
Which one?
The black dude. That's
Popular one?
yeah, the one.
Stuart Scott?
Yeah, Stuart Scott. Stuart Scott changed the game to calling sports, man. Stuart Scott changed the game, man. Now all the sports commentators try to be Stuart Scott. I'm talking about the ones that don't look like us. They got all the slangs. They know all the music. They know everything, man. We're a branded people, man, who don't benefit from the brand. We just give it away freely, man. We're that inviting to the African American experience, man. United States culture is African American culture, bro. Are there other cultures here? Sure. But for the most part, we don't emulate nobody, man. Do we hang with our Mexican people, our Mexican families? Hell yeah. Y'all like damn the blacks. Y'all struggle is a little not all the way, but very similar, man. We do especially being in South Texas, you know what I'm saying? You better know a little Spanish. Then we're gonna eat at the Spanish restaurants. You know what I'm saying? The Mexican restaurants, we're gonna eat there. You know what I'm saying? So do we embrace other people's cultures? Yeah. But for the most part, we don't emulate nobody, man. Do we have emulators? Yeah. But do we emulate everybody as a whole? No, we don't. We stick to what we know best, and that's us and our culture and the creativity that comes within it, man. And I know this is kind of like going off the subject from the murder of that woman, but it goes back to the murder of that woman, man. We've been getting killed here, bro, and it's still happening. Like they tried to cover up that young brother who got hung at that college, man. You know what I'm saying? Tried to say that this brother hung himself, man. You know what I'm saying? And thanks to Colin Kaepernick for having a doing another autopsy, paying for another autopsy, comes to show that this man was beat in the head, that he was kicked and stepped on, man. How you do that? And then more information came out, King, about he had just got into an argument a day before with some white people, some white guys behind Charlie Kirk. Do y'all know when it comes to exonerations in prison, 50% of exonerations are on black men and black women. 56%. So you know what that means? We might have a high number of arrests. You know what I'm saying? Or in convictions. But that lets you know that a lot of them convictions and those arrests are false arrests, man. And if you don't have no fucking lawyer fee, bro, you pleading out to that shit. Because you ain't got nobody, the court appointed is just trying to get the fucking case closed, and he already cool with the fucking DA. And all these different type of people. So a lot of these black people are pleading out just so they'll see freedom again. Man, I was when I was locked up, bro, I was locked up with a dude from Houston, man. He was fun as hell. He had big ears. He always used to do his ears like that, man. Them up that his lobe would shake. I was like, damn, dog, you got some big ears. And he was a drum major at TSU. He had been a drum major. I think it was TSU. You know what I'm saying? But he was in the penitentiary for rape, bro. And he was fighting this case. That's why he was already on a unit, but they brought him back. You know what I'm saying? Fighting this case. And he's in the law book right now, and I just can't remember his name. It's been a long time. That boy gave back 76 years, King. They in that law library, man. They in that law library fighting they shit. They got rip writers in there working with them. Brothers is paying for their shit. Fighting these cases, man. And a lot of people are giving their time back. Because they never did the shit anyway. Or with some discrepancies in the fucking case, man, that was overlooked. I got a brother on death row right now, man, who got another appeal because of discrepancies in his case. They used when he was a child against him. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't. And the prosecuting attorney was the same one that was on Zimmerman's one of Zimmerman's lawyers. Now, there's a group of people in the some jurors who don't believe that my brother did it, and some jurors that did. But it's mostly a group of white jurors. You know what I'm saying? Some didn't believe it. Some did. You know, so he's still fighting this case. You know what I'm saying? I know some things about my brother. You know what I'm saying? And some things that I don't really want to say or hey, because I know how violent my brother is. You know what I'm saying? I'm a victim of his violence. My little sister's a victim of his violence. My big sister didn't get to grow up with him, and I'm glad she didn't. You know what I'm saying? Did he do what he do? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But he got another appeal on his case because there's a discrepancies. And the laws down there don't like him. This is a constant thing that black people gotta go through, man. We gotta go through. We're guilty out the womb, man. I don't care what nobody say, man. That's why I feel like when I was young, I didn't have nobody to push me, man. But education is important, bro. Especially for a black man, black woman, a black child. Education is important, man. Knowing your rights and knowing the law is important, man. Because your life may depend on it, man. If you don't want to be stuck out here in these streets, give yourself a chance, bro. This is what needs to be preached in all communities, man. If you don't want to be homeless out here in the streets, living like a bum or doing the worst of things that you could possibly do out here, man, give yourself an opportunity. Finish school, shit. Go to community college. If you can, if school ain't what you do, go get you a trade, man. Go get your goddamn trade, bro. Because that's to me, a trade is just as better than being a lawyer or anything, man. Or shit, sitting in the office and you can make the same amount of money, man. You can make the same amount of money, man. You can make it six. You can be making six figures, driving trucks. You can make six figures being a plumber. You can make six figures being a welder. You can make six figures being a carpenter. You can make six figures being an electrician. You can make six figures doing a lot of stuff with your hands, man. You just got to be dedicated and find what it is that you love. Right now, education is very low in the black community, man. It's not pushed enough. We're not reading on the level that we're supposed to be reading as a black community. We're not graduating on the level that we're supposed to be graduating in the black community, especially men. Majority of our college graduates and things like that are women, man. And black women are the highest graduating group of people in the United States. They're the highest graduating percentage of individuals who go to college in the United States. Then what y'all graduating and what classes y'all taking and things like that, what y'all are majoring in and shit, I don't know. So for me, man, we're the paradigm here, man. But we gotta change that shit. We like real talk. We gotta change on what of what we putting out into the world, man. Because a lot of what we got going on that we create is detrimental to the community. There's not too much uplifting. You know what I'm saying? There's not too much bettering. You know what I'm saying? Though a lot of it goes on. I don't want to say that there's not a lot of, but we do have a problem in the community that needs fixing, man. You know, people may think I'm crazy when I say this, man, but when they ended segregation, it destroyed the black community, man. Separation and segregation are two different things, man. We into segregation we fought for that and it separated us, man. We no longer spend our money with each other. We no longer go to back owned businesses. Our money has went elsewhere when we were our most prosperous during segregation. And that's true. We were our most prosperous during segregation, man. It's crazy as it may seem, but that's when we were most prosperous. That's when we were creating our own towns, creating our own cities, and building our own infrastructures. So good that racist people got jealous and burnt our shit down. When they seen that man, you got to realize how resonant a group of people really is, man. To come out of slavery, right? Not given the right to vote, not given no land, not given no finances, just set free, right? To be able to create, to build, to have our own banking system, and all these different type of things. And to prove to the world to say, we're more than what y'all think we are, man. So much that you get jealous enough to come and burn our shit down. Rosewood, Tulsa, Oklahoma, all these different places. Come burn our shit down out of jealousy, man. And guess what? We still ain't acted ass. We still ain't hate on people. We still just trying to do what we do, man. Boy, people don't just sit down with each other, man, and learn about each other, man, and learn to grow together, man. As people, instead of individuals, man, we'll be a lot better with each other, man. We'll be a lot better with each other, man, because right now we're this way. But I say this about this like this young generation. These 25 and unders, man. I ain't worried about them, bro. Like they love each other. They don't give a damn what color you is, man. Long as you into what they into, man, they don't really care, man. It's just like I just feel like, man, some of this older generation and these narratives that's being pushed need to die off, man. So the world can be what it's supposed to be, man. Because, there's too many of us that are partners, but family members don't want nobody around. You know what I'm saying? Nobody that don't look like them around. You know what I'm saying? Or you can't come up. Man, we got this one white friend, right, bro? He hangs with us. I ain't seen him in a little while, but he used to always come by Gino house, right? It's our homeboy, man. You know what I'm saying? He gonna come bring some of his grandmother's cooking or some stuff like that, some pie, corn pie, something like that, right? Mind he hang with us, man. He used, when I used to smoke, we was blowing everything with. He kicks it with us, man. He'll come and listen to us record and all that type of stuff, man. He was telling me that he had told his grandmother that he was gonna invite Gino and a couple of friends over, man. And he was like, they black, and she was like, hell no, they can't come over here. You know what I'm saying? Cause she's still stuck in that bullshit, bro. Still stuck in that bullshit, man. And we as a people, bro, we gotta get out of that, bro. We gotta learn to love each other, man. We gotta do better with each other as a people, man. As people, just as people in general, man. People be wondering why, like, and I always tell people this, man. Black people aren't racist, but we're very prejudiced. We're not racist, man. We don't own no infrastructures. We ain't got no power to keep anybody at the bottom. We don't have no control of who able to work here or work there. You know what I'm saying? We don't have none of these type of things that could put you lower than us. That's the system of racism, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the system of racism. But yeah, we are prejudiced. We are prejudiced because if you even remind us or give us a glimpse of what a slightest tinge of racism, we're gonna put you in a category, man. And we don't like you because you're a reminder of what our ancestors went through. That's prejudice. Nigga don't like you because of your skin color. Nigga don't like you because you remind us of what people put our ancestors through. And we might not fuck with you because of that. We might fuck with somebody else that look like you, but we're not gonna fuck with you. And what you're gonna call it is racism. We're always the ones who told to get over shit. Always the one told to get over shit. Y'all ain't telling them fake Jews to get over the Holocaust. Y'all ain't telling people to get over 9/11. Y'all saying it's Muslims that did it, and it wasn't Muslims, it was Israelis. Cause when social media hit, man, and we started getting all these different things, man, one thing that people understood was dialect. Then wasn't Muslim. That was not a Muslim or Arab dialect. The man who was aboard those planes. Those were Israeli dialects that was talking. But y'all try to say it was Muslims. And there's a lot of people who own their shit that don't look like me, that's on Facebook saying that's on Instagram and Facebook and that speaking that shit, that we know America the 9/11 thing was an inside job, and that it was the Jews who did it. And whatever his name is, Yama, whatever the fuck his name is over there, you know what I'm saying? That y'all keep pulling on this piece and talking about free Israel. No, nigga, freedom Palestine, them Palestines. Y'all talking about free a group of people who've been kicked out of who've been being kicked out of countries for 400 years, 300 years, 100 something different countries, dog. They've been kicked out of. Why is that? Do you know that the speech Hitler gave? The speech Hitler gave. See, we don't know what the fuck it say because they say it's in German. But it's been translated, AI translated into English. This the first two things that he said in that speech is that we're getting rid of taxes and homosexuality, the practice of homosexuality in Germany. The trans shit. Because why? Who was in control of those two things? The Jews. Go look it up for yourself. Go look up who started the who had the first gender alteration, you know what I'm saying? The alteration turning women into men and men and women doing all that type of stuff. That was in Germany, man. And that was in the Jewish community. Taxes that come from the Jews. The Jewish. I ain't gonna call them Jews. They're Jewish. Something like a Jew. That's what that ish means. Something like. It don't mean original. This is why we pay taxes now. Because of that. That's why Hitler kicked them out or tried to exterminate them because they bankrupt Germany. Germany was one of the biggest leaders and manufacturers. When they started doing these loans and these taxes and putting people in debt, Hitler got tired of that shit. So he tried to get rid of them. I don't know if you've seen it where they were talking about this Nazi general or whatnot, right? Was making the Jews dig their own graves, right? And no, these people dig the graves for the Jews. You know what I'm saying? They getting ready to exterminate these Jews, right? And they didn't want to do it. They're like, nah, we're not gonna do that, right? And the general told the Jewish people, well, we're gonna get rid of them. Y'all dig their grave. What do you think they started doing? What do you think them Jewish people started doing? Digging the graves. They started digging the graves. And that Nazi general dude told them, this is what I'm explaining. They're willing to kill you. They're willing to dig your grave so y'all can die and they can bury you. This is who this group of people are. This is how this group of people control the narrative that's being displayed and being perpetrated in the United States. It's their actions that keep all of us separated, man. It's their actions that keep us all as American citizens separated, man. They're the one who control the media outlets, the music outlets, the banking system. And they keep us all at each other's necks, man. But there's so many people that's waking up to these type of things, man. I might not be alive for it, but I do think that the world gonna get better, man. It's gonna go through a lot of ugly, but it's gonna get better because the newer generation, man, of white kids, black kids, Hispanic kids, Asian kids, whatever these kids are, man, They not with the bullshit. They too busy wanting to enjoy life and party with each other, man. Get educations and things like that, man. Charlie Kirk was pushing a terrible narrative, man. Wasn't. I'm like this. You know how they try to hold like black women accountable for what these young niggas be doing out here. You know what I'm saying? Are they gonna ever hold white women accountable for all these school shooters, these mass murderers, serial killers? Do white women get held accountable for that? The way they try to hold black women accountable for the things that these young black men are out here doing, they'll never talk about it, man, because it don't fit the narrative, man. It don't fit what they trying to push here in the United States at the moment, man. And because of the situation and how you say Ocala, Florida, man, it's still going on today, man. You can get mad at a black person and bust a cap in their ass and kill them. 4 children, Israel, Isaac, Titus, and Africa, are without their mothers, man. Or without their mother. Susan sitting in the penitentiary, eating 3 times a day,
Release date 2048.
got a hot in the cot. Yeah, she'll be in her 80s by then. Her fucking ass fucking around and still be alive. You know what I'm saying? She'll still. Let me see. How old is this woman, man? She was 60 years old, man. Ajika was 35 years old, man. Ajika was 35. The date of the killing was June 2nd, 2023, man. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. At the end of the documentary, man, bro, last nigga that I wanted to see, and forgive me for this, man. Last person that I wanted to see up there was Al Sharpton, bro. Oh, he was the last dude I wanted to see, man. Like, like as you get older, man, and you get to reading about these brothers, man, and finding out things about these brothers, man. They only come around when it fit their narrative. They not here every day, man. They not here thugging it. They not here thugging this silver shit every day, man. If it don't align with their agenda, what they trying to have going on, man. Remember do you remember when he tried to come to Corpus King? Al Sharpton was at the Corpus Christi airport and he was gonna come to, I don't know if it was Miller or one of these local high schools, and they said if he come here they was gonna kill him, so he didn't come. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Yeah, Al Sharpton was gonna pull up. If I'm not mistaken, it was Miller, man. It was Miller, and they said that he got threats on his life. He in the good old city by the sea. Negro didn't show up. Tough guy should have showed up, man. Malcolm would have showed up. Martin Luther King would have showed up. You were gonna have to prove it to them. Man, we do need some help as a people, bro. But that help can only come from us, man. You got so many people on these social media platforms that don't look like us, but got so much to say about us. But man, your people are just as worse.
So he did end up speaking, but he spoke at a church instead of a high school. That's what it's saying.
Oh yeah, shit. I don't remember that nigga speaking at no church.
This was in 2003.
What church they say he spoke at?
This is right there on the screen. The Church of God Pentecostal. Man, that was no black church. Come on, man. Middle high school had to evacuate due to 2 bomb threats. College made references to the KKK. What the fuck? This nigga.
Yup. I remember that, man. I remember that, man. Boy should have stood on 10 toes,
Hell
man.
yeah, you should have still went to
At
that.
Miller,
Hell
at Miller, nigga, them niggas in Mexicans would have told some shit up. Them KKK motherfuckers would have came through with that bullshit. In 2002, in the 2000s, early 2000s, man, that was the beginning of the YNs, man.
yeah. Someone called into a local radio station posing as a Ku Klux Klan member while he was like on the air. Discussing black history. Come on, man. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot about that shit.
If I'm not mistaken, Jesse Jackson came through here back in the day when I was a young nigga. I think when he was running when he was running for president, I think he came to Coles or something like that, or he came through Corpus Christi. He was running against Ronald Reagan. You know what I'm saying? And they I don't know why, but the school made us draw like a picture of Ronald Reagan or something like that, you know, what could have saved him from being shot, you know, something like that, you know what I'm saying? And I think I drew like Ronald Reagan with like a bulletproof vest. This is elementary. I think I drew like a police vest on or some shit like that, man. I remember that drawing because I drew like the bullets, like bullets coming down and bouncing off the chest and then bouncing off the ground and shit like that. That was crazy, man.
Yeah,
That was
that shit
cool.
was big news. That shit hit the New York Post. KKK threat. Councils out sharply busy.
Here in Corpus Christi. Man, them motherfuckers wasn't fit to pull up to the north side.
That's crazy.
Out on the north. They were gonna pull up and that on that side of town. I guarantee you that. Nigga ain't as tough as he say he is, man. Malcolm and Martin would have pulled up. That'd have been their time to shine.
Yeah.
Dick Gregory told Malcolm to not go and do that, his last speech. That he knew he was gonna get killed. Malcolm showed up anyway. I don't know if you seen or heard that dude talking when they was talking about Martin Luther King's assassination, and he slipped up and said, "I stepped out the way," and he because nigga, you was an informant, you was part of it. We be infiltrated by our own people. You know what I'm saying? Fred Hampton, Black Panther Party. Man died when he was. Look, man, if I'm not mistaken, pull up, see what age Fred Hampton died. I think he was like 19, 20.
He was like in his early 20s. But he had a whole revolution behind him. There's a whole movie, the Black
Yeah,
Judas, I forgot the name of it.
Judas, some Black Judas or something like it was some shit. But I think Fred Hampton died when he was maybe like 20, early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Died with his wife on top of him. They shot the whole house up, man. Shot her with kids and everything in there, bro.
So you're 21 years old.
Yep, died when he was 21 years old, man. J. Edgar Hoover, if I'm not mistaken. Was it J. Edgar Hoover who was over the FBI at that time? Said that J. Edgar Hoover words was, we can't let these people rise. They can't afford to have a black messiah. And we ain't had none since, bro. People don't know. Do y'all know why y'all get free lunch, man? Do y'all know why y'all get free lunch, man? It's the Black Panther movement, man. This is why we get free lunch in school now. When I was in prison, man, I was talking to these was in Talim, and I was telling them how like back in the day when we was growing up, like at the rent office and stuff like that, during the summertime, you can go eat breakfast and lunch. You know what I'm saying? They fed the community. We was there faithfully. And this was in the 70s, bro. Like 77, 78. I was 6, 7 years old. 79. Shit like that. That movement started because of them, bro. That's why today you get free lunch in school.
And now they got it to where even in the summertime you could go to schools and get free. You know what I'm saying? Free
Bro,
lunch.
that was the Black Panther movement, man. Don't tell us what we don't do for the country here, bro. Our people shed blood for everybody to have. And mind you, these rights were meant for black people. But everybody's been able to benefit from it, from immigration and everything. Everybody's been able to benefit from it. The civil rights were for the descendants of slaves, man. Everybody been able to, even the LGBT community, benefit from it, bro. Benefit from it because of the wording. They benefit from it, man. And I don't have a problem with that community. The LGB, that T, them T's, that's who my problem's with. Because you're not going to force me to say a man is a woman and a woman is a man. Your rights don't win over the rights of African Americans. Your rights don't preceded women's rights. Your rights don't preceded over the protection of our children's rights. That's one thing I rock with. See, I have a love and hate relationship with both Democrat and Republican parties. You know what I'm saying? There's things that I like and there's things that I don't like, but I don't think none of them are God based. You know what I'm saying? So I don't put nothing in front of what God says, bro. I don't let man dictate me under anything that God says. Jesus said, just pay Caesar his due. I'm paying Caesar. Those are my taxes. I just don't agree with a lot of shit you niggas do. Render Caesar's what's his. That ain't nothing but taxes. And that's what we pay. Nothing is God-based. One of them want to wipe away contributions of the African American in this country, and the other one want to keep us poor and complacent with welfare and shit like that. Done broke up our family structure and all these different type of things, man. We'll give you this Section 8 home, rent $12. We'll give you little food stamps and a little welfare. But the man can't be in the house.
And you can't go get a job.
That's them Democrats, bro.
Because if you go get a job, then we're going to cut all this shit.
That's the Democratic Party, man. It's the Democratic Party, bro. And I don't agree with that shit, bro. That gives a woman to the sense of I don't need no man. But it also keeps you stuck in a place where you don't know your worth. You don't know your value. And that's just not to our community. That's just for those who are on those type subsidies. You know what I'm saying? It goes to all women.
Yeah, because you get looked at as what as they always say. Hell, what did he have a song about? Welfare bitch.
And
let's just keep it 100.
And who are the most people that collect welfare? It's not us. We're 26%. If not even lower. We're not the ones who's cashing out on welfare. We're not the ones who cash out on that. And you know why that program? Do you know why that program was started, King?
I was about to look it up.
That program was started because it was really for white women. That program started because their husbands were dying in the wars. And there was nothing for these women to fall back on because they were housewives. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have no type of help. So they created that system for them. Well, shit, y'all opened the door for other people to get it too. You know what I'm saying? But it was really created for them. These women were losing their husbands in these World War Ones and twos and the Vietnam Wars and things like that. Wars that we shouldn't even fucking have been in, man. That's that's how we got in World War Two. Not over the welfare, but Hitler was what, World War Two, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Hitler was World War Two. That's how we got into it. That's how we got into it because once they gave once uh they gave the Jews a place to stay when that war was going on, the Jews pulled the United States, the Jewish pulled the United States, Israel pulled the United States into that war. War ain't even had nothing to do with us, man. We went and tried to help them anyway, man. That wasn't even our fight. And if you read history, we ain't won a war in a long time. Wayne win Desert Storm. Wayne win the when they sent the Vietnam War. We didn't win that war. We didn't win the and this is coming from American military men. You know what I'm saying? When I was listening to all this, we didn't win none of those wars, bro. We just abandoned them. Yeah, yeah. We didn't win we didn't win none of those wars, bro. When we went over there looking for weapons of mass destruction and all that type of shit, wasn't nothing over there, man. Ben Nuyama, whatever his name is, that dude, yeah, the Ben Nuyama, whatever his name was, the dude who's over the Jewish and over Israel, he keep pulling us into these wars, bro, and we follow. Our government follow. Do you know that these people don't pay for housing? They don't pay no rent. They don't pay for food or none of this type of shit. We supply them with all that. Our taxpayer dollars. The hardworking American citizen, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, or whoever that's over here. Austin, Texas didn't want to pay them. Said, I don't know if it was the mayor or somebody in Austin said that, well, we're not gonna they send them $12 million. This is what Austin, Texas taxed $12 million to send to Israel, bro. Trump said that he would cut off their supplies and shit like that. No, their government funding. If they did that. It's the world in which we live in, bro, here in the United States of America, man. Boy, I'm giving y'all free game, man. I'm giving y'all free game. I ain't the sharpest tool in the toolbox, but boy, I know some shit. I know some shit, and everything that I say, man, you can go look it up. You can Google it yourself. I might be off a little about it, but I'm on context of what the fuck is going on. I might be out by the numbers a little bit. I might be off with the wordings or the situation just a little bit, but I'm on context with what the fuck I'm talking about. That I do. Yeah, man, that story kind of messed me up, man, with the perfect neighbor, man. We can't live in. It's like don't nobody people be saying they be wanting peace, but y'all actions and the things that y'all say show otherwise. I listen to 1360 a.m. every morning, bro. On the way to work.
Different shit to different people.
Yeah. Yeah. I listen to this station, bro. It's called 1360 on or it's 1360 or 1630 AM radio, bro. It's a Republican station. And people might say, "Well, Korean, why you listen to a Republican station?" Shit, nigga, them ones who's on. That's our president. That's who own the Senate. That's who fight for everything, pushing everything that's going around. So I need to stay up on what's going on. That's why I listen to him. You know what I'm saying? And say, man, them some of the most disrespectful people I know, bro. They worse than say, man, when I talk about like, you know how we be playing the dozens, like, you know, cracking jokes on each other, man. Say, man, them niggas say, boy, they go hard, man. And you know, I like dark humor, man. You know what I'm saying? So I be laughing like a motherfucker. I be like, boy, y'all motherfuckers don't give a damn about nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? But who y'all want to give a damn about, man? They love them some Trump, man. And I just be listening to so much stuff, man. They talk about people so bad, bro. They talk about people so bad, man. And I'm more than sure on the other side, on the right, they do the same thing, man. I just don't listen to their radio station. I listen to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's in power, that's who I'm on at that time. So I know what's going on. I got a Muslim brother. He's an old guy, old white guy. His name is Isa. And this was right like in the beginning of Trump's presidency, man. And he was telling me like how bad he hate politics and people running for office and stuff like this. He say all they do is talk down on each other. He said back in the day when I was growing up, it wasn't about that. All you got, what you talked about was what you was trying to do. You didn't belittle your opponent. You ain't even have time to belittle your opponent. Your goal was to get people to believe in what you were trying to do and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? He said today's politics is embarrassing in so many words that it's embarrassing, man, because you go so hard on your opponent, you talk so bad about your opponent, man. You dig up dirt on your opponent, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's part of your strategy, your winning strategy, man. And it's crazy, bro. What's up, Reggie? Oh, I don't drink no more, homie. I'm sipping on the energy drink, man. I had to get my shit together. You know, I ain't perfect, but as a Muslim, you know what I'm saying. I done quit a lot of things, man.
You want to come on, so tell them we'll line something up for them in the future. They were talking about they wanted to slide over right now. Shit.
Who is that?
Reggie, they were talking about they wanted to slide over right now.
Oh,
Shit.
oh.
I said I had commented to told them we'll line something up to where we got something up in the future where they can come.
Yeah, yeah. Reg, you know what I'm saying. If um just hit me, man. You mess with me. You know how to get in touch with me. You always inbox me. You know what I'm saying. You always hit me in my messenger when you trying to holler at me, man. We can line something up, man. You know what I'm saying. Next week I'm gonna try to have my sons on here, man. You know they're young entrepreneurs with their clothing lines, and you know trying to push forward, and I'm trying to get keep them on positive tracks and positive thinkings because they're thinking, man, and you know they're well known in the city, and with their names and the things that they do, they're able to do this entrepreneur type thing. You know what I'm saying? Be self sufficient men, and I'm gonna try to have them on next week, man. So y'all can get a glimpse at the life of the Martin boys. You know what I'm saying? The Martin men. But for sure, Reggie, you hit me anytime, and not just you though, Reggie. If anybody who watches our podcast, man, you can jump in my inbox, man. If there's something that you want me to touch, a subject that y'all want me to touch on, man, let me know. I'll most definitely do it. If you're going through anything that you feel like it's willing to talk about, that you feel like it's not said enough, whether it's relationships, depression, loss of family, police brutality, family in prison, how to cope and things like. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is, man. We can always come on the Man Look podcast in association with Rod and Hot podcast and talk about it, man. I have all room. I'm here today by myself because I was so busy doing this week, I didn't get a chance to book nobody. But God willing, next week I have my sons on here, and we can get this ball rolling, man, and we keep doing what we doing. Um, I'm trying to get my boy Loudmouth on here, man.
I was gonna say y'all definitely need to collab
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
get my boy
yeah.
Loudmouth on here, man. I really want to sit down and chop it up with him because
Y'all like the little Kiki and Fat Pat
yeah,
podcast,
because
don't
I'm gonna tell you something about Loud, man. You gotta look past them tattoos, bro. You gotta look past the rap, man. He bigger than that shit. Loudmouth is bigger than that, man. Bro, this man know business, man, and it's a lot of things that he know, man. And I need to get him, even if the misses come, you know what I'm saying. I need them on here, man. It'll be a great look for for the city. It'll be a great look for the podcast and Loud. That's like he called me OG, man, but that's like my little brother because I really love that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? We've had some good conversations. I love what he's doing with his boys, man. Got with them in their boxing. It's just so much I want to ask him. You know what I'm saying? But in front of the camera, so y'all can see what a brother got going on and how he maneuvering out here in the city, man. Loud is my dude, man. He actually when I was being interviewed on Corpus Christi originals jumped in the comment. You know what I'm saying? And Loud, and I don't care where I see Loudmouth, he's gonna always show me love, bro. He's gonna take some pictures with me and everything. Loud gonna always show me love, and I really appreciate that, man. And Loud a real one too. Loud a real one, man. Loud a real one, man. He it's kind of personal, but he showed up to my residence one time on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? And I respect him for that because he didn't have to come through. And I didn't even know he was coming through. And he showed up like the last show upper. You know what I'm saying? So, and through Loudmouth, I've met some great individuals here in Corpus Christi. You know what I'm saying? And I've made some friendships too through Loudmouth, man. So, and if y'all don't know who Loudmouth is, that's John Delano, man. You know what I'm saying? Me and his brother, that's my dog too, man. His brother's my dog too, man. His brother my dog, man. Y'all know them Gotti Gang boys. You know what I'm saying? Y'all familiar with some of them boys from the rap scene, but they're my boys, man. They're my brothers, man. They're my brothers. I'm gonna have to bring my boy Fat Man back too because I know November getting ready to come up and they got that little the little reunion that we supposed to be doing in Hillcrest. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to get him back on here also so we can talk about some things. But it's quite a few people that I really want on here that I need to get on here. I'm trying to get my boy Travis Crawford on here too. The brother the little brother that be boxing. That's my boy, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog too, man. My little partner just beat his case. He been on here too. Uh, the little rapper 17.
Oh yeah.
I knew that's my little. That's like he called me pops, man. I love that kid, man. You know what I'm saying? I probably try to grab him up on here too, man, and get to chopping it up, man. Um, I want to just to name a few people that I want to try to get Ben White on here because if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but Ben was a hard to handle type of brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Ben is one of them brothers that he zero tolerance. He don't have time for the bullshit. And I think even at one point in his life he battled with depression and he got himself some help. So I would like to get him on here so we can talk about those type of things. You know what I'm saying? I love Ben too. That's my dog, man. And it's a few people that I really want to get on here, man. Few females too as well, man. So we can chop it up by some life experiences and things going to be. I'm trying to get I want to get my girl Kitty on here, man. Kitty Malika. You know what I'm saying? Refresh, one of the first female rappers here in Corpus Christi, but not just about her rapping, but about her life experience and what she's been through in life, man. Kitty got a hell of a story, man. We come up together, so I would most definitely like to get her on here, man. I was at Miss Gwen's repass and I hadn't seen Gary, and man, I don't know how long. I don't think I seen Gary since I've been home from prison, and I've been home for about what is I got home in 2011. I've been home for about 14 years, and I hadn't seen Gary until that day, man. So uh, it was good to see him, man. It was really good to see G, man. So hopefully I can get Kitty on here too. You know what I'm saying? And I just got to maneuver around. I got some people in my mind. I just can't uh remember them off top. But man, I don't know what I'm gonna be able to make tomorrow. But the DH Coleman trail ride, Halloween trail ride starts tomorrow. It's Friday through is and it Friday through Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. Yeah.
Yes, Friday and Saturday. Trey Cavanis, look a brother that I man that's dear to me and mean a lot to me, man. He I don't this nigga got a soft spot in my heart for real, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's having an all white party. I think it's his birthday party. I don't even know if I wanted to make it, man, but I really don't think I'm gonna be able to make it, and that kind of hurts me, man. And my son, which I might wind up having end up at, you know what I'm saying, for Saturday, because I try to always be when my son got something going on or my boys got something on, I always try to be there to support them, man, because when they dream, I'm dreaming too. You know what I'm saying? And Cash got the rock the mic thing at his Minky 4L shop that's off of Ayers next to Candy Andy's. Give my boy Drippy Drew a shout out too, man, because he's doing a lot of things too, man. You know what I'm saying, with his stores and his creativity and the food industry, and you know what I'm saying, with his little shops and stuff. So I'm gonna give that boy a shout out. But yeah, man, those three things will be going on this weekend, man. And if I don't show up to one of them, man, y'all please forgive me, man. My heart's still with y'all, but more than likely, I'm gonna wind up being at my son's spot, man. I'm gonna be at my son's spot. It was just, man, the 25th, man. There's just a bunch going on that I didn't expect, because I had committed myself to, going to Trey's what's the name, because I wanted to go. Really ain't got nothing. Also ain't got nothing. Didn't put my shit in the cleaners for the all white party, man. So I'm slacking there. And then Coleman came up with the Halloween trail ride, and then boom, here's my son popping up on Facebook about the Rock the Mic thing. So he's gonna have all these rappers in there, and it's gonna be cash prizes, and plus he bringing out the new drip too. So if you're invited to the white party, I suggest you go have a good time. Cause Trey know how to have a good time, man. If you're not doing too much for this weekend, take yourself to the DH Coleman Trail Ride, Halloween Trail Ride, man. It's gonna be super dope. It's gonna be real rodeo shit going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Kids will be able to pet the cows. They're having like all different type of little events there at the excuse me, at the trail ride. And if you're into the music and stuff like that, you're in the city, you're doing your rap thing, man. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know if Bubba Dub gonna make it, man. I'll put it. Oh, he did. He did. Cause didn't he go to jail yesterday? Yeah, I had seen it, man. I had seen it. I had it. Well, when I was at work, scrolling through my phone while I was supposed to be working. They said Bubba Dub had got arrested, man. I ain't going to his situation like that, man. I was like, no, man, he's supposed to be in my city, man. He's supposed to be in my city this weekend, so that's good. If there was some bullshit, it was some bullshit. But if he coming, man, yeah, it's gonna be live, man. Bubba Dub, trash. So he'll be at the DH Coleman Trail Ride tomorrow and Saturday. So y'all go get a chance to look at that. But once again, I was solo. I wasn't gonna go into too much, man. I hope y'all tap in and like, comment, and share, man. I always go back a couple of days later after I do the podcast and comment on the stuff on people comments and all that, man. If y'all got something to like I said, if y'all got anything that y'all want to me to touch on, leave me a message. Leave me a message in comments. You can leave me a message in my DMs and Riding Hot Podcast DM and Man Look DM. Uh, if you want to be on the show, hit me. Let me know. I set a date for you. I'm always on at Thursdays at 9:30. But next year I might have to change the date for a couple of months because I got something going on that's gonna take up all my afternoon time. I ain't gonna be able to come on Thursday. So I might be going on doing some Saturdays if King's not busy or nothing like that, or we got some spare time, you know what I'm saying? Saturday or Sunday, either one of those days. You know, football come on Sunday, so I don't think me and him both gonna budge on that. But yeah, you know, some Saturday nights, man, we can get something in, man. But for the most part, man, I thank y'all for fucking with me, man. Tapping in the Man Look. It's your boy Daddy Cree, man, with the Man Look talk show in association with Riding High Podcast, man. Y'all fuck with us, man, and appreciate y'all. Peace.